afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to Omo Biafra TV, my amazing brothers and sisters. May the face of the Lord shine upon you. May whatever righteous you do, may it prosper. Amen. My brothers and sisters, do not forget to smack the red button, click the notification bell, so whenever your sister upload, you'll be able to get notified. Welcome back to Omo Biafra TV, my brothers and sisters. The video we're about to watch is an advice, an action that need to be taken immediately by our Ambazonians. They say they failed to make that same move during their own time, and they are in a mess where they are today. We know for sure that Nigeria court is a kangaroo court where they are using money, they are using the terrorists to extort and to take from the treasury of the Nigerian pocket to, pave their way in everything. We don't need Nigerian court, we need action now. So this video you're about to watch is the video that is encouraging us to stand up now and to act fast. And I hope that we're going to do so. May the peace of the Lord be with you all. Nnamdi Kanu, nothing will happen to him. IPOB, Worldwide Eastern Security, we shall all march into Biafra. He said.
Nigeria to pick up Seseko Ayoktabi and ship him to La République du Cameroon the same day. Usually, when things like this happen, the international community, the oppressor, and the people involved in this crime, they will be observing the initial reaction of the victims. They will be watching and seeing how the Biafran people are going to react. And if the reaction is, we are going to go to court and sue them in a law court, who cares about law court and how long it takes? The states of Nigeria have enough money to give you lawyers to spend 24 hours with you there fighting in a court. They want to see how you are going to react. Is going to determine how flexible they are and what they are going to do to proceed with this particular issue. The Biafran youth should not miss the opportunity that we, the Ambazonian people, we missed when Seseko was picked up. You cannot allow a bunch of people who might be in your organization or within the Biafran movement as a whole that have been put there to suppress your reaction. You have to do the right thing. And the Biafran people have to know that this is not a defeat. This is not a blow for the Biafran movement. As a matter of fact, Nnamdi Kanu have been a pacifier. He has been somebody who has been tempering down the heat of the Eastern Security Network. In discussion that we picked up in our interaction with the organization of the IPOD and the Eastern Security Network, Nnamdi Kanu have been the voice of peace. He has been the voice of restraint. I have been shouting in this my show, telling the Biafran people, you have to rise up, you have to pick up arms. It's time for you to declare your state. It's time for you to kick out Nigeria from Biafra. You cannot allow agents of Nigeria, agents of colonialism in your territory. These are the people going around identifying the people who are important. These are the people doing strategic monitoring of your children, your women, what you eat, what you drink. These are the people who are going to strangle you when the time comes. With the death of Akonso, remember, they went to his house, they burned down his house, and these people are walking around your street. You cannot allow this to happen. If independent is the way, the Biafran people who are very religious, Nnamdi Kanu, who is very kind. I remember when he called the Eastern Security Network and told them to go back to the bush, to fall back and declare unilateral ceasefire within a period, to just keep things cool, because he's a man of thought. Now, the Nigerian government is going to face a new breed of leaders that are going to emerge, not from IPOD, but from the Eastern Security Network, which has been the military wing. Leaders from that military wing are going to emerge. They are going to be hard to be identified. They will not want to put their face forward like Nnamdi Kanu had put his face forward. They are going to have a hard time to have somebody to moderate. The international community also is going to have a hard time to find somebody to dialogue on the Biafran side, because it's going to be now war. War, uncontrollable anger is going to build up, pick up steam. Don't mind the peace you see for a couple of days, but definitely the Biafran people must respond. They must defend their honor. They must defend their dignity. They must kick Nigerian out of Biafra. We will be waiting for their official statement. We will be monitoring the situation. We will also wait for the official statement of the president of the governing council, Dr. Cho Ayaba. I want you people to remember who Nnamdi Kanu is. I've seen some caricature images that they want to portray of Nnamdi Kanu on the media. But watch this video and let the Biafran people be resilient to know that Nnamdi Kanu has anticipated a day that he could be killed. This is a fearless leader who had stood the ground in Nigeria, in Biafra land, fearlessly. Remember that. So these are all images of Nnamdi Kanu on the streets of Biafra, challenging the Nigerian military, the SARS and the police units fearlessly, without being afraid to be arrested, without being afraid to be killed. He is ready for this. You should know that he is ready for this, and the Biafran people should back him up as he leads the charge of Biafran to dig out Nigeria from Biafra. Remember, it is Nigeria who is in Biafra. It's not Biafra who is in Nigeria. Make no mistakes. This is Nnamdi Kanu when he was on the ground. Somehow you have Fulani cattle going around there, which is very symbolic. So this is Nnamdi Kanu on the ground, a fearless leader, confronting the SARS, confronting the Nigerian military, the Nigerian authority, who seeks to dominate him, to seize his right. This is not about him, but it's about you, the Biafran people. He has stood up for you. He has shown you courage that you should not be afraid. You should not be afraid of the SARS. You should not be afraid of the Nigeria military that are there to subjugate you. And for the Biafran people, who are very religious people, who are very calm-natured people, who think that they can debate themselves to freedom with Nigeria, you cannot debate your way to freedom. Freedom is not given on a plate of gold. Freedom is taken. They are very religious people. I admire their religion. And for many times, I just look at that religion being put forward. I think that the nationalism should be ahead of that religion. This is about your life. This is about millions of unborn Nigerians that are going to be in slavery in Nigeria for the rest of their life. Be treated the way they are being treated now. Even worse. The worst days are coming. The Biafran people have to know that their independence is settled. They have made up their mind. It is something that is backed by 90% of the Biafran, and they should act upon it. Nigeria is never going to give you referendum. It is never going to happen. If referendum come, it is independence for Biafra. Nigeria is in Biafra. Practical solution is get Nigeria out of Biafra. Start to build your institution of a free nation. Exert yourself. A lot of people will question the rationale behind the Biafran independence movement, if it is rational, if they have a case, and they look at Southern Cameroon and say Southern Cameroon was recognized as a state by the United Nations. We govern ourselves. We went into a referendum. We made a bad choice to follow the British, who forced us into a plebiscite to choose to join Nigeria or to join La République du Cameroon. It was against the will and aspiration of our people that had been expressed in a written document in the Conference of Manfred. And I want to make this case for the Biafran people so that they should know and they should be convicted in their heart that this is not just, their feeling of wanting to be free from Nigeria, to want to exercise their independence, their feelings that they are a separate people from Nigeria is not abstract, it's not baseless. These feelings of nationalism, Biafran nationalism, they are not crazy. It is based on human law that have been recognized by the United Nations. The Charter of the United Nations that was based on the Atlantic Charter that was signed between the British government, the American government, to permit the American government to intervene in the Second World War. It was also agreed by the Soviet Union, the Atlantic Charter, and the British government had an obligation to obey and respect the people's right that is enshrined in the Atlantic Charter. They signed it. Remember that Nigeria is not one state. There are different people that constitute the state. What they created in 1906 or something like that, when the amalgamation was established by the British government, it created two states and two people in Nigeria, the south and the north. The northern part, which is a Muslim, predominantly Muslim part, and the southern side of Nigeria. In the evolution of these states that divided into the southeast and southwest, you have the Biafran state, which is a state. It has a house of Congress. In Onugu, it has its parliament. It had built its system of making its own laws, and had meets the definition of a people. The American government and the British government, they came and signed an international law, an internationally binding treaty between the British government and the American government, called the American Anglo Agreement, that was signed in 1941, that established the people's right. The people's right in that document states that no territory, there will be no territorial changes made against the wishes of the people. That was where the right of self-determination was born. That document was signed on in the Atlantic Charter, which was the basis of the creation of the United Nations, 1942. So the American government recently, Joe Biden visit in the United Kingdom, has signed the same document again. This is the visit of Joe Biden visiting Boris Yeltsin in Cornwall in England. They have signed what they call the New Atlantic Charter, reaffirming this international principle. There shall be no territorial changes against the will and the wishes of the people. The people that constitute Biafra land were seen as a people within the context of what we have as Nigeria, the eastern region of Nigeria. They have their parliament, they had their way of making consensus. The Nigerian government could not create Nigeria that will violate their will and their wish. It is the will and wish of these people to be free from Nigeria rule, because this experiment called Nigeria have failed. They have that right. It is based on international law and on international treaty. If South Sudan could have independence, if Eritrea could have independence, if East Timor could have independence, why not the Biafran people? It is their right. It is based on international law and international principle that the people of Biafra have the right of self-determination. They had declared their independence previously. They went into a conventional war. This time around, they are more smart, and they can beat Nigeria using guerrilla tactics. They don't need to fight a conventional war with Nigeria. They need to just kick Nigeria out of their state, to leave them alone and decide on their own governance. Remember that this principle of international law guarantees self-governance. The Biafran people will decide how they want to be governed. They have separated them in this evolution of amalgamation for the purpose of suppressing their right and keep them under the control of a central government, which is a puppet of the Western society that seeks to exploit their oil, and handed it to the Mbororo, how do they call these people? The Fulani people there. They hand it to them, and you find the Fulani having all these excesses, like many other countries that have gone through genocide, like Rwanda. When the Biafra people have a leader that have rallied them, they have a focal point, Nnamdi Kanu. It's time for them to go above that. That why Nnamdi Kanu will be going through this, they will fight not just to liberate Biafra, but to liberate Nnamdi Kanu, because Nnamdi Kanu will not be liberated by the courts. This is not a crime. He is not a criminal. All this case against him are politically motivated. They are designed to keep him captive, so that the so-called Nigerian government can continue to exploit Biafra. So we, the Ambazonian people, through the Ambazonia Governing Council, under the leadership of Dr. Cho Ayaba, we are allied with the Biafran people, and we stand with them during this period. We stand with Nnamdi Kanu during this period. Let them be resilient. Let them continue to fight for their freedom. We stand hand in hand with them. As allies, we will stand with them in battle. We will fight with them. We will protest with them. We will be with them all the way till Biafra become independent. We are neighbors. We are going to build good relationships, road cross-border trade. We are going to have the best relationship. Biafra and Ambazonia will be the base of an African that upholds international law, an African that preserves the dignity of the entire African, and that is going to forge the unity of the African states based on equality. You cannot unite without identifying what units you are uniting or respecting the various units. We stand for an Africa that respects the people's right and the people's aspiration. People's first, African for Africans. If Nigeria is for Nigerians, then who are the Nigerians? The Biafra people are part of that Nigeria. So what is the interest of those Biafran people? What is the interest of those Biafran people? The interest of those Biafran people is to meet their aspiration. Their aspiration is to govern themselves and decide their political outlook, which is for separation and independence. It will take nothing from anybody. Give them their freedom. You can take the oil, negotiate about taking the oil. The Biafran people are not interested, and they are not motivated primarily because of oil. They are motivated by their dignity that has been violated in the creation of Nigeria without their consent, without protecting their interests as a people and as a state, and undermines their right to self-govern themselves as a unit. So we stand with Nnamdi Kanu, we stand with the IPOD, we stand with the Eastern Security Network, and I just want to encourage the Biafran people that this is not the end, this is the beginning of a new era for them. And they must seize the opportunity, they must do the right thing, they must gather themselves across the globe, because that is their strength. That is what scared the occupier and the colonizers. They are afraid of you. The Biafran people protest in China. Can you imagine? In Guangzhou. So now they have touched you. They have stepped on the tail of the lion. Nigeria have stepped on the tail of the lion. And that lion have to roar. That lion have to show the world what it's got. Because if you fail to produce results now, then they have qualified, they have quantified you. They have measured you and they have weighed you, and they will treat you accordingly. God bless you. Let's stay tuned to Ambazonian Communication Network, which is shown all across the globe, and on our Facebook page. And make sure you subscribe on my YouTube channel to continue to receive messages, because our Facebook page is being targeted for suppression. So we will focus more on YouTube and on our national television. And I want the Biafran people to not believe that the international community will just jump and help them. You have to fight and liberate yourself. Remember that on Biafra Memorial Day, on your Independence Day, you had a ghost town, and the whole Biafran territory was shut down to observe that Memorial Day, and no international press covered it, because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution shall not be televised. Revolution are spoken by, are being publicized by real revolutionary like us. You have to abandon all those big PhD holders to come in there with all their political calculation, and look for leaders who are like Nnamdi Kanu. His qualification is his love for Biafra, his selflessness, his uncorruptibility. Those are the leadership qualities you should seek. They should be put above PhD. PhD is an addition. Without all these qualities, you cannot have a real leader. Without all this quality, you cannot have a good leader. You look first, not the educational qualification in educational system that are meant to brainwash and assimilate people, but you have to look at their track record. Look at their willingness to die for you, their willingness to sacrifice themselves to you. And remember what Nnamdi Kanu had said. Remember what he had said, even about his death or his arrest.
Nothing. I need them to do about it. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do. If I'm alive, if I'm dead, if I'm wherever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker.
So this is the image I want you to remember and to hold tight about Nnamdi Kanu. Do not follow or be trapped or be deceived or be lured by the Nigerian mafia with those still images or any image that you see for real of him while he is in captivity. He is a lion man. He will never be broken. He will continue to stand. And any image you see about him out there by the Nigerian government, do not remember, always remember that his real image are what he has been given to you every day on his podcast. Spending night and day campaigning for you, speaking for you, backing for you, preparing for your freedom, doing the hard work on the ground to make sure that Biafra can protect itself and defend itself and free itself. It's time for you to realize that Nigeria had already declared war against Biafra long ago. These are just the consequences. You must kick Nigeria out of your territory. That is the right thing to do, and you are capable of doing it. Learn from the Ambazonians. We have made our territory ungovernable from Cameroon. We have made it unprofitable. The governing council and the Ambazonia Defense Forces have made sure that the occupation of Ambazonia will cost Cameroon more than they benefit from us, so that they can pack their bags and go. We have liberated over 80% of our territory dynamically. We control our territory. There is no Cameroon administrators in areas that we control. We have kicked them out. They are remaining in their bunkers, in their military camps, where we will be bleeding them to leave our territory. The Biafran people have to know that history have proven that this is the only path for independence and the only path for freedom. Freedom comes at a cost. If you want freedom, you must be willing to pay the price, and that price is now. Do not let people who are happy slaves, who are making money from the system, to hold you down. But let the youths, let those who are real revolutionary take the lead, and you will have your freedom. It is inevitable, as Nnamdi Kanu said. The point of no return have arrived for the Biafran people. God bless you.